wait a minute. I just realized. I forgot to... hold on, chat. I need to put that box back. Okay. There you go. How's it, everybody? Welcome back into the Paper Plane Inn. I'm Mikota Niui, and thank you guys for waiting for me to come back live. It is so good to actually see you guys here today. Did you guys eat well, rested well, have a good day at work? If not, I hope that today's stream will make your day a bit more brighter. But Alex, thank you so very much for the raid. I didn't notice it until because I was busy getting everything ready in the back. But thank you so very much again. Thank you. Thank you. I am so happy to actually be happy to see you guys here again since it's been since we last seen each other back in Halloween. And I actually hope that you guys had a good Halloween too, as well as a good weekend. I got late at work, so I got stressed and I got a headache and I need to go home earlier. Oh dear, I hope that you're okay, Melanie. Look, if it gets really bad and the headache gets worse, please go get some rest. I genuinely meant it. I want to look after my patrons where I can. I know I can't do much because I'm not physically there, so the least I could do is just offer advice. The weather was really bad. I couldn't go fancy with my costume as I wanted to. I mean, I can understand that immeasurably, Emerald Marine. I mean, I was really looking forward for any trick-or-treaters that come by to our home, but none unfortunately showed up. So, it's kind of a shame because I took in the effort to dress up as Niui for Halloween again. And, I think I should definitely find I should definitely make some adjustments to that dress. But yeah, hold on. Oh, goodness. Hold on, chat. I just need to take anti-allergens. Oh, boy. You think of the things I should actually add in to do. Anti-allergens is... Okay, hold on a second. Okay. Cool. Okay. Hold on a second. And before you throw in the hey, listen, give me a moment. Okay. All right. I just washed down the pills. For that reason, the business around here have some surplus candies. No shooting at the merchants with the Nerf guns acquired. Okay, that's good. I gave Halloween themes to my D&D games, Monsters, Dangers, and even PC Death. Oh dear. Wait, I don't know if we actually experienced something like that in the D&D games I'm a part of that you ran. Okay, but yeah. Speaking of trick-or-treat, how was Gremlin's trick-or-treat? Gremlin made sure that she behaved, I think. But maybe it's because the neighborhood she showed was basically very cooperative. But until then, how about we actually go into the podium? If your wonder was you were streaming Sonic Generations doing a 100% run, ooh, good luck with that. Doing 100% runs is going to be a bit of a challenge depending from people to people, but good luck with that. Let's see. So, I am gonna go... How about we go straight to the podium chat so we can actually continue from our conversation there. Wait, hold on. Before we do, let me turn on the, Let me turn this on. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, fuck, right, Somnus! Oh, right, I kind of forgot that, yeah, okay, that's definitely on me. I shook her down, so I've gotten candy. There's a bit, but but not as much as I expected. Are you sure? What are the odds she might also be holding up more? No, Grace, I see you there, Cat. You're peeking out from the curtains. Please don't okay, thank you for not stepping on the keyboard. Thank you, Cat. Thank you. Okay, how about we go straight to the podium? Okay. Oh. Hi, dear.
Hello.
only up to my waist. I mean, that's how much candy she was able to get out, but I don't think that's all the candy she actually was holding on to that person. I think she's holding more. We just don't know where she hid it.
How are you, dear?
I'm doing alright. I was just, before we actually would continue, there's something I want to actually share.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of reflects upon the time that, when House Gremlin was off trick-or-treating. She went by to a neighborhood, and she sort of behaved there, from what I've learned. In juxtaposition, this is also something for my participation to the webcomic reliefs server, if you will. Okay, I need to actually zoom in. Someone in the server.
That's a big picture.
Asked for a prompt that Riser, the reviewer himself for the webcomics. In fact, let me actually just go ahead and make a shout out for Riser. I know that he said okay, that is okay. We're gonna do a shout out through his channel directly, because that would definitely help out loads, if you will. But yes, Riser is the creator for the comic called The Webcomic Relief, and this is where he actually reviews webcomics from good to bad and everything else in between. But yes, in the server that he's a part of, everyone decides to make their contributions for our trick-or-treaters to go into Riser's house for their usual stock surplus of candy. And there has been, I will credit where credit's due, there has been a lot of people who actually made their entries this year, and I actually would admit that it actually is pretty well done seeing all these folks. I actually am. If you actually would spot House Gremlin among the crowd, there you go. You have a few seconds and then there he goes. It's gone. Okay. Have you guys ever spot House Gremlin? Did you guys spot the gremlin? Do you know where she is? Anyone?
I'm sorry, the cat distracted me for a moment. She will not stop climbing the walls to scratch them.
Maybe, have you ever considered clipping her nails?
I can try, but that's a risky business.
It would be a little bit risky, but clipping nails is a better alternative than, declawing her. It would be a pain in the tuchus.
I assure you, I have absolutely no intention of declawing her. That is inhumane.
Good. I saw House Gremlin. Yep. Yeah, there's House Gremlin. Yep, she's right over there.
Right there.
Yep. Dressed as a mouse costume behind the electric jellyfish. Maybe it's just me because with the way how this is kind of placed. I know that I know this OC is definitely looking at the one behind it, but I could also interpret that he could actually see, and he knows that House Gremlin is very different and a little bit keeping an eye out on her. I know he's meant to look at his little friend right behind him, but I can also interpret that he's also looking at House Gremlin the way he's drawn. I mean, can you also see it? Okay, but yeah, this is the piece this is my contribution piece to, I've contributed House Gremlin into this collab piece for the webcomic relief, and I'm actually happy how it actually turned out. And shout out to all the artists and creators behind this collaboration. You guys did astoundingly well for this collab. But yes, today's the day where we actually finally get back to work. But Gremlin's like, Gremlin's like, as Gremlin is unfazed by lightning and wants to use the Nerf gun. Most likely. You know my pain dealing with the little monkey. I mean, maybe. But yes, it is time for us to actually get to work when it comes to today, where we actually came for. Now, as you guys can actually see underneath the under the tin, today's subject is that we're gonna be drawing Nessa. For those who do definitely need a refresher, Nessa is my longtime character that I made who is my shepherd druid for D&D, and also your bookish, shy, meek girl that who has undergone through so many things and is trying to actually live her life where she can, and also tries to get through the past pains that kind of haunt her. Nessa is basically many of the archetypes I made with Nessa, but one of them is definitely Snow White. But yes, today's subject for Nessa is that we're going to be designing her in her new attire, because in the campaign that I'm a part of when I was playing as her, we're in this game that is basically a dark fantasy D&D campaign, which is called The Tale of Two Tomes. And in that progress, as the campaign goes on, Nessa has finally got herself some new gear, because where we're going through right now in this in the development of this game, Nessa knows that she definitely needs to keep up to actually not be pushed down and knocked down by the enemies that the party is facing. Especially since she's kind of the primary healer. I mean, sure, we have Somnus, who's our necromancer with who has more wizard than cleric, and you got Fergus, who's also our war cleric. But Nessa at the end of the day is basically the primary healer, and there has been situations where Nessa actually got really badly hurt, and it also doesn't help the fact that there are also other things that goes with it, but let's not get to that right now. But so Nessa made a decision when we stopped by at a very important place I'll share later, where she wants to actually get a bit of an upgrade to actually get herself something to make sure she doesn't actually get got and killed and what have you. Because, hey, she wants to be there for her friends and be strong for them. She wants to if they did their best to protect her, especially Fergus, if he wants to protect her, who's going to protect him, and to an extension the party? Hence why we're actually designing Nessa with her new appearance. Are you guys ready for this new look that we have in mind for Ness? There we go. This is Nessa's new armor, which or new attire, or armor in this case as we call it, which she's wearing a homebrew item called the Evergold armor. A particular armor piece that is combined by where I'll get into that. Oh boy, I'm not looking for it. Boy, chat's gonna have a field day. They're gonna eat this thing up. Okay. So, this is Nessa in the Evergold armor as we speak. And it is a homebrew item where it basically is made by the same design. It is made by some of the feathers and scales components made by the celestial Eladrin in Arborea, as well as components from a mythical being called a Kotal, if you will. Now, I'm sure that there's some people who are very well aware what a Kotal is, but for those who don't, they, Quetzalcoatl's, that. And, they're pieces of Quetzalcoatl's, yes, that. And they are basically, good aligned creatures and they're basically good aligned celestial creatures. I have to be more specific. That armor gives me Terraria vibes somehow. I mean, does it? Because I did a lot of research and trying to figure out what would be the right armor for, direction for Nessa, and it took 6,000 years to get it properly right, but I think I have nailed it when it comes to a very particular, monster that from the Monster Hunter series, the one that is the waifu that got away. Koltaroth. And I mean, look, when I was doing research for Nessa's armor, I kind of struggled a little bit. Not as much when it comes to Fergus's new look, but I'm not gonna go to that right now. But I decided to go through other mediums that I know of to actually give me some level of inspiration. And what better way to do that by just, decide to go for a trip in Monster Hunter World, because why not? I mean, one of the few campaigns that I started off playing as Ness proper was a Monster Hunter themed D&D campaign. I miss that campaign. I genuinely do. But, yeah, well, I am much happier where I am now playing as Nessa now than I was with the other campaigns that I tried playing as her before. But yeah, I decided to go look into the armor pieces that Monster Hunter has to offer to give me something for inspiration. And this also goes with Fergus too, because Fergus also got himself a new set of armor from their time in a town in the city that the party stopped by for a spell, and it is there that Nessa has and it is there during that research. I remembered a very particular monster. It is described that the Evergold armor is described that that is a gold scale-like armor, and then I remembered, wait a minute. There was a particular monster in Monster Hunter that actually gives that that gold scale-like appearance, and that's Kultaroth's armor for the female wear, if you will. And it just kind of helped and clicked, and it also helped that I got other references from my time in Pinterest too, and this is enough to actually give me the boosty I need to actually make Nessa's armor the way she is. So yeah, this armor, for those who are DMs in the chat, it's a homebrew armor. It's not one that you find in the notes when it comes. It's not one that you can find when it comes to campaigns, if you modules, if you will. It's a homebrew campaign. It's a homebrew item where it takes the mithril scale armor, because you gotta have some advantage when it comes to you gotta at least have some advantage when it comes to stealth, especially if you're a druid. But it also comes with its own level of a special component that made me just say yes to the dress. Speaking of D&D, I've done making Nadine Elizahov. Oh, okay. Sorry, it took me a while to. Yeah. My Ruby Gem Dragonborn Fathomless Warlock, who is also a surfer. Wait, Ruby Gem? Ruby Gem? Huh. I'm actually surprised the DM actually hand waved that. Evergold refers to the mythical crystal fountain in Arborea called the Evergold, also called the Fountain of Youth or Fountain of Beauty. It is said drinking from it temporarily boosts your charisma and removes signs of aging. Oh wow, that's okay. That makes a lot more sense, and I actually like that now, even a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and make Nessa's eyes. Nope. Okay. But yes, it took a while for Nessa to find this particular armor, and it is one where that she said yes to the dress to, because not only is this a homebrew item that takes the stat blocks of the mithril scale armor, but it comes with a very specific a very specific function that kind of comes handy, very, very handy. How handy that we're actually talking here? Well, if you say the specific words in Sylvan, you would actually unlock the armor's true capabilities to actually sprout out two beautiful gold butterfly wings. That actually helps give you a speed that actually that gives you a flight speed equal to your running speed for an hour. And yes, I cannot say no to that armor. I can't. I really, really can't. I am a woman who is very much in favor when it comes to when it comes to like properties, because why not? If I ever host a D&D, I might do one where worlds collide, along with teaming up with characters from each world, along with introducing new classes. Oh, I never did in D&D before. If you want to actually do D&D, you might want to start small. Start with one of the beginner-friendly modules that introduces you to the campaign, and it isn't better to learn about the proper rules and the proper subclasses the game has to offer until you actually are skilled and knowledgeable enough to handle homebrew items, because I can't understand the enthusiasm there when it comes to doing something that is wild and like that. But if you're new to D&D, you might have to start small. That is definitely my my idea. Like the Mines of Phandelver, the Dragon of Icespire Peak. Those are campaigns that are very beginner friendly, that'll actually help you and a budding DM out when it comes to how you do when it comes to D&D. And also, find a good group. A good group of players and a DM would actually carry you immeasurably when it comes to how you play D&D. Because there is a reason why the ongoing saying, no D&D is better than bad D&D. Because sometimes you will run into some duds. You will run into some groups and campaigns that is a little bit bad. I would know.
The pros and cons of dealing with people.
Yeah, but I have faith that you will actually that one day when this finally happens, you will actually have a good run. I really do. I truly do. Arborea is the chaotic good heaven, the heaven of freedom, the freedom of expression, of emotion, of all good desires and passions. I wonder if Arborea is a good place where Ness will be going to one day. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that.
I do like how confident she looks in this.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other than that, today for me has been a day.
You're gonna be okay, my dear.
Nobody likes waking up into an email from the tax man informing you that your tax representative accidentally put some details related to your brother's tax return in your tax return.
Oh. Oh, dear.
Yes. I won't go into specifics for security reasons, obviously.
I genuinely hope that you guys can actually get that situated.
Well, that was the other thing that irritated me. I reached out to try and contact her. She just happens to be at a conference today. Not like she needs to be at my beck and call 24/7. But suffice to say that issues with your taxes are the kind of thing you want resolved quickly, and I have a 30-day deadline.
Oh. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's gonna be a headache.
I'm confident she will resolve it before then, but it doesn't help my anxiety in the here and now.
No, it doesn't. But I am here. You can relax a little bit where you can, okay? I'm not going anywhere.
I appreciate that. I will do my best to relax, but you know me, that is easier said than done.
You know what? Absolutely fair. Had we been a little, had the situation be different, I would. I wonder if a cooldown hug would actually do wonders.
A hug would definitely do wonders, but then I have the other. Aurora, please don't do that.
What the cat be doing?
Remember that conversation about her going up the walls and scratching them a little bit?
Oh yeah, that.
Yes. I'm trying to Pavlov her with treats into using the scratching pole instead.
Well, is it working?
It's getting her to pay more attention to the scratching pole, but she hasn't used it.
Give her a little bit more time.
I will. I just don't want to overdo it. And I also want to make sure she doesn't leave marks or anything.
Right. Let's see. I love the bear necklace on Nessa. It's not really a necklace. It's part of the brooch that she actually wears on her previous design, because Nessa it's basically her totem, if you will, because as a druid you have ways to channel it into your magic, you know. You have ways to actually channel your magic, and one of the options I chose for Nessa is basically a totem, if you will, that actually acts as a way to channel your magic to, and it's right always there, if you will. Bears are definitely one of the. If I had to think of one of the symbols and motifs that Ness has, bears are definitely one of them, and butterflies now, because why not? Ever since my time with the Witchlight. I mean, I'm gonna take a guess that Gremlin is watching her show as usual. Yes, she is. It's very and let's at least give her a little bit of peace. Since I also know she's also gorging on candy as we speak, it's the only time we actually get her to behave, if you will. It's a miracle she hasn't developed diabetes. But then again, she's Fae, so any logic on that presumption is going to be thrown off into the window. Let's see. But yes, this is Nessa's new armor that she is wearing, and somewhere down the line, I definitely am gonna make a stream that's devoted to drawing animals. And that's going to be easier said than done, because I am so used to drawing people that drawing animals is going to be something a bit of a challenge on its own. And luckily, there's a Bears of Celestials who it was also able to fit thematically into the Dark Fantasy campaign. And I'm actually happy that it does. Let's see. Nessa is always someone who always adjusts her glasses. Well, she's not the only. Nessa has a tick that when it comes to studying analytically on certain things, she always adjusts her glasses. Because she's a peculiar kind of druid. Unlike most druids who are very much are okay, or if you will, when it comes to how they handle with nature. I mean, okay, that sounded wrong, so let me reiterate that. I had a feeling that each druid, when it comes to how they handle with nature, it depends on the person. And in Nessa's case, because of her upbringing, she handles nature very well, but she handles nature with kindness, but also with analysis, with an analytical approach. When it comes to things that, you know, is very strange or peculiar to her, because Nessa is a studious type of druid. After all, when you have a father who is a wizard, some habits are basically rubbed off on you. And Nessa, and it very much shows, especially during the time where after Nessa had just finished getting her armor, she stopped by at a very peculiar shop. And this peculiar shop made Ness red as a tomato, but because she has never seen this peculiar shop before in the world that they lived. And actually asks for and is a little bit taken aback when the clerks ask her if she's fine, but eventually Ness, seeing that this is her one shot to ask in this peculiar shop because it is holding a lot of items, knick-knackery, and what have you for how do I actually say this without getting my ass banned in Twitch? This is a challenge. Okay. But I'm gonna try. Gods, I hope I don't get banned in Twitch, but I'm gonna try. Ugh. This peculiar shop that it's basically an adult store. It's basically an adult store. Yeah.
Ness went to the red light district.
I mean, look, she was curious. She's a very, very curious person, and sometimes her curiosity got her the best out of her. But this one didn't actually bite her in the ass. I think. I hope. I genuinely do. I mean, she was making sure that none of the men are actually that she's with are following after her when she went into this peculiar shop. And yeah, so yeah, the clerk actually asked her, she does actually ask the clerk, if they actually sell items when it comes to for couples or, you know, active people. It was the Great Bazaar, and this was in the Great Bazaar, so Interplanar loves yeah. So yeah, Ness actually asked the storekeeper that since she and her beloved are starting to become had just started becoming active, she actually asked if they have something when it comes to contraception, if you will. So the shopkeeper actually presented her a potted plant. And this potted plant is said to be extinct in some places. And this said plant is called silphium. And Nessa's analytical brain and our academic and analytical brain kind of kicks into gear because as a druid and a studious one to boot, she has never seen this one before. This also fits thematically as the major bear celestial is Barai, who is a druid nature wizard, whose prestige class basically is a wizard druid hybrid. Dude, that is so cool! That is definitely Ness in a nutshell. Oh yeah, my birthday is this week on Thursday, and I will be getting Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2. Hey, congratulations and happy early birthday! But yes, Ness was very curious about this plant and ended up getting it too, as well as a pack of seeds for free because the plant she's got has a bit of a month-long lifespan. So yeah. But yeah, Ness has gotten herself a plant of silphium. I don't know where exactly the plant came from, but I think I'll ask Savage about that later. Because yeah, that is definitely one of the traits that I liked putting there on Ness. Yes, she is basically the combination of of Twilight and Fluttershy rolled into one person. So, let's see. Let me go ahead and start working on this armor piece. I think I made... it's not much that I made her chest a little bit too big, is it?
Are you seriously expecting me to complain about a large chest?
Look, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just that I'm a person who does like drawing big chests, despite the fact that I am a blushing, bashful mess. Yes, there are some pride out there that I actually like drawing girls with big chests and also big hips. But sometimes I ask myself, is Is this good enough? Is this big enough as is? Should I make it bigger? Should I make it smaller? Cause I know that there's some artists out there who actually draws these particular assets in a far more bigger proportions, far too big for my case. Like, to put things into perspective, if the boobs is past the navel, that is right here, that is a complete turn off to me, because I am a person who actually likes likes her boobs properly sized, if you will, properly-ish sized. Not hentai logic. I mean, sure, there's a little bit of hentai logic in there when it comes to these girls' sizes, because this what Nessa has. This is perfectly good enough as is. Sylphium was a plant in the ancient world, from the ancient North African city of Cyrene, and was so important to the economy that it was in their coinage. Huh. So let's see. So it does kinda exist? Huh. The more you know, the more you know.
Cyrene. Let's see here. Was an ancient Greek colony and Roman city near present-day Shahat in northeastern Libya.
What? Huh. You know, the more you know. The more you indeed know. Let's see. I think I'm gonna leave this neckline alone, because I am going to cheese my way through. It is said their seeds are where we get the heart shape. Say what? Their seeds are basically heart shaped? Oh my. Oh. Okay, that actually makes me want to actually draw out the Sylphium plant even more now. That's actually a lot more intriguing than I thought.
So that's what you have to ferment from mother's kiss.
Oh. Oh, that's an inside joke I haven't seen in a long. I haven't heard in a long while. I'll be back. Gonna eat and then walk my dogs. Okay, fair enough. Make sure you have a good walk, but also if it gets cold, wear something warm. Let's see. It's the opposite. The heart shape is based on their seeds, says Savage. But still, that certainly explains. It does make you kind of wonder more and more now. What does it even look like before it just went extinct? And you never know what you got until it's gone. Okay, oops, I forgot. That's based on the armor, that the little metal bit that is there in her armor. Okay, I guess that looks kind of alright. There's something I will have to do some refining as soon as I'm done with today's stream. But yes, I did actually meant what I said, that that she and her beloved recently did got intimate, because there has been some bit of a spice of romantic and spicy development when it comes to Ness and her beloved. The stuff was considered more than worth its weight in gold. Whoa, deadass? Huh. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, my nose decides to be itchy of all times. Why? Okay. Okay, I think I'm okay. Alright. Alright, so we're going to start working on Nessa's dress a little bit more. I may have to do some tweaking on this one later. It looks a little bit off-putting. Let's see. But yeah, where was I before my nose decided to say, "Hey, Miki," I decided to cause a distraction for 5 seconds. Yes, a bit of an interesting development for Ness. Let's just how do I actually describe this? Has any of you actually remember seeing me post this image into my blue sky? Yes, you. I'm bringing you out. Has any one of you remember this piece of development, this piece of image that I released out there in my blue sky?
Well, of course.
Yeah, interesting things kind of happened in that one. After what happened in that, when Ness and Fergus basically became official, Ness, when they after they leave the demigoddess, whose domains after they met their encounter with the demigoddess, who tells her what exactly Ness must do for her curse, Ness had to lay it on thick to Fergus that what he's expecting when it comes of the relationship when it comes with her, that she is still someone who is still recovering after what exactly happened to her, and one where it has left her scars that she is still trying to heal from, and for the only thing that she asked from Fergus that is that she is still healing, that she is still going to need some time when it comes to certain when it comes to certain developments, and she asked for things and she wanted things to go a little bit slow, because she will have bad days as well as she will have good days, she will have bad days. It depends on how it goes. And Fergus was actually honest with Ness by saying that he will try his best where he can to for her, considering the fact that he basically understands what she went through, if you will. After all, their first legitimate meeting was when he basically say it was basically there when Ness was in the middle of running for her life. And after laying it out there thick that, oh, son of a bitch, we're in ad break. So we're gonna have to wait until the ad break is over, because there are some people out there who, don't know what the handbasket's going on, so yeah. But I think for those who, have pledged to me into, well, no, not pledge, who subbed to me here in my Twitch, it basically boils down to but I will share this one little bit in for those who still sub to me in Twitch, that Fergus actually met Ness when she was in the middle of trying to run for her life from something that was haunting her from her background, and he alongside with the 7 dwarves that he had to stand by because they were doing a late night experimentation in the woods. They had to fight this nefarious foe that's after Ness back, and it was there that sure, they actually helped out Ness when it comes to her initial injuries. She is in need of proper medical treatment and intervention, as well as proper means for recovery, because what she went through is much more horrific than they thought. And it was there that Fergus also said that it also saw the extension of that of her suffering, that he decides to actually get to properly investigate this phenomenon a little more. And boy howdy, does he was he in for something that actually got him into a bind. But he's okay. He got better ish. And the two never actually saw each other for about 6 to 7-ish months at that point. Because when Ness was finally done with being in the medical treatment, she's in need of then encounters the party, and they are off on their merry way down south because one of the party members has to go down there, if you will. And Ness also wants to go south to actually go see her parents because she has never seen them for the past 2 years and 6 to 7-ish months ever since what happened. So yeah, the party went down, journeyed downward to the south, encountered a lot of demons and devils along the way because, hey, guess what? The land is infested with demons and devils because and the gods are not the gods are dead because they tried to actually sacrifice themselves so that way they would act, more of them won't be pouring out like a hole on a dam. And it sort of worked, sort of, kind of, and all. But the gods are indeed dead, and the Celestials are doing their best to actually pick up the slack where the gods have left off. That's the basic premise when it comes to this plot. I'm butchering this, and I can feel it, eyes staring at me. Did they get a visit from Kratos? No, Boy Splatty, no. Like I said, they had to it's a last-ditch effort in order to actually not have the world be consumed. They had to their self-sacrifice basically stopped a good majority of the demons and devils from pouring in, but it does come with a cost. The world no longer has gods. And all what's left now are the Celestials who are actually trying to pick up the slack. And as a result, the world is also kind of fucked. So fucked that the Fae that was lived in that world sees the writing of the wall and basically also ditched back to the Feywild so that way they don't get killed, leaving behind all of its descendants. So yeah, they're trying their best to also pick up the slack in order to restore the world. This is all a Sisyphean task, if you will. When a demon lord enters a world, it's only a matter of time until the world is completely destroyed. Dozens of demon lords were on the planet, hence the nuclear options the gods did. Yep. And they only somewhat succeeded. Exactly. And our party is basically, our party is just basically going through the tip of the iceberg that's what lies before us, if you will. So, let's see. What are your thoughts? What have you thought of my portrayal of Fergus? Okay. Let me actually get this thing. Let me actually sort my brain out from not tripping on words, because it has a tendency to do that when I'm excited. But I will try my best. I genuinely loved how you portrayed the way with Fergus. It could have been, I know it's not perfect, but I will say it's leagues better than how he was originally portrayed back in the first game that he was part of. And he does have his I just wish, sure he needs a little, I wish I could see a little bit more of his theatrics or a snark side, or basically, if you will, but I can understand that you're trying your best, and I can't peg you down for it. You're doing your best, and I appreciate it 100% along the way. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. And care package and bone? Okay, give me a minute. Let's see. Oh my god, is the squishies down again? I'm gonna have to... Oh, fuck me. I did not turn on the throw. I did not throw. I did not turn on the throwing system. That's why. Ah, fuck.
Gotta make sure to power up those tits.
I know. But yes, he is someone who actually does know how to pick. He is someone who with his level that you actually shared me, is someone who is someone who actually has been through a lot, and I do mean a whole ass lot. I actually like that way how he actually teases Ness when it comes to their interactions, because I know teasing is his way of showing his love for Ness, especially when with the way how she reacted around him. And I also liked how he actually showcases the bit of theatrics, but also knows when to drop it when some proverbial shit has hit the fan. I.e. after what happened back in the Necropolis. I'm also excited to see more of how his backstory is basically unfurled. And also I love the way how he was portrayed when it comes to in combat. That he is he can go for the support route at if need be most of the time, but when push comes to a shove, when he has basically no choice because he's trying his best to go for a diplomat to basically talk his way out of bullshit, if you will. He busts out the big guns, and the last combat is something that I really want to draw, is going to live in my head rent free. I want to actually draw out what Fergus did, because the direction I also have in mind for him is leagues better than how he was originally depicted. Don't you agree, dear?
Oh, absolutely. No, your reinterpretation is leagues and bounds above what he once was.
Okay. I wonder if I should actually make this dress like this, but I remember I saw something different from Pinterest. Oh dear. Oh wait, that's from his server. Okay, that's definitely on me. Let's see. No, nuh-uh. Not you. Where is it? Where is the one that I've pinned last night? Not you either, but you are something I will go back to when I get the chance. Maybe it's just me, but I think I should actually make the feathers something a little bit akin to this. I will try to fine tune the snark when he is in a much more jokey mood. I mean, true, that is true, because the man has the snark and theatrics as he normally goes. Because I actually because hey, the man genuinely wants to be an actor once upon a time. He would have, but due to the circumstances, he can't. And being a spy is basically one, but no one's actually going to be there to cheer when you actually pulled off the theatrics and what have you. It's his way to cope with the situation that he was under and it has helped him a lot. But boy howdy, it's situations fuck when he actually drops that. And Ness always likes that. And Ness was starting to really like the theatrics that he presents himself to be. Let's see. I don't know how I'm going to depict the scales into her armor, but I am gonna try. I mean, to help things a little bit. Maybe it's because of my time. Maybe it's because of my limited time with Baldur's Gate. I think of a little pinch of Asterian's flair when it comes to Fergus. But if Asterion was a war cleric, if you will. Now, let me go ahead and start putting on the feathers there. No. Okay. Now, given that these feathers are basically made out of celestial ladrons and is made by the hands of celestial ladrons with some components of coal. Yes, you okay? Do you need some time off, dear?
Sorry, my mic was unmuted.
It's okay. The thing about Fergus is that, in my interpretation, he is a great warrior who hates fighting with weapons. True. I mean, yeah. And it does show. He does, and he is someone who knows his way of how he actually carries himself when it comes to combat, but does his best to actually try to bullshit his way of talking, because he knows how genuinely he carries himself into the fight. And sometimes that part of him scares him, because he is trying his best to basically be the furthest away from the very being that actually that made him leave his home in the first place. I'm not even sure if I should actually share this information, because this is you know what? Maybe I might as well just share it, because why not? But before that, let me answer this question. How is Nessa's relationship with her parents? Okay. Oh boy, gather around, because I'm gonna share this little bit of backstory, character backstory tea. So, Nessa was someone who grew up. She has grown with love thanks to her parents, but it is a very coddled type of love, because she is Aaliyah's first child, but Aaliyah has a bit of a hard pregnancy because of due to some complications, if you will. But in the end, and they were actually not sure if Nessa would actually live through infancy at the time. But she pulled through. But this made her parents very worried for her when it comes to her upbringing, especially since they're worried that she might just, get herself really hurt after what Aaliyah basically went through. But and Nessa does love her parents, but she definitely does not like being coddled or being what she can't and can't do. She's I don't know where she got that pig-headed stubbornness from, but it is there, and she actually wants to showcase that she's not some meek wallflower that people actually perceive her to be. I mean, I would know, since of the time when it comes to the party, when the party has basically a small party to celebrate Somnus's graduation. They never got to see that side of Ness before until but when they did, oh boy, it's a sight that never left their brain since. But other than that, she also does love her brother too. She is the oldest sister of one brother that her parents had after they have her. Taking place a year or 2 years later after Nessa was born. Benny did not give Aaliyah complications during the pregnancy, but he is a bit of a wild child growing up. A little bit stubborn too. Nevertheless, that Benny does actually love his sister, despite the fact that he tries to carry himself out with being so proud, if you will. And one of my favorite one of my favorite lines during the midst of combat when he learns something and is like, wait, he was our teacher with incredulity. With and I remember Darius saying, now's not the time to talk about that. Because, yeah, Aaliyah and Darius, they were actually, basically student and teacher. But in a secretive manner, if you will. I will explain this a little bit, as fast as I can go. Aaliyah was once a courtesan, a very well and popular one to boot. When a young noble lord that Darius served once upon a time, basically bought her to be his personal courtesan, she tries her best to actually placate him so he doesn't actually lose his fanny, because after the experience that she went through, she has learned enough to actually how to actually diffuse the situation. A happy customer is what matters, if you will. But he doesn't actually allow her to do anything else other than taking etiquette lessons and entertain him, both playing strings of her instrument and his instrument. And this kind of frustrates her. She also has displayed magical prowess, but she wants to actually do a little bit of more. So, she and Darius basically struck up an agreement to actually help her out with her magic, secretly. And this also actually helped them fall in love with each other eventually over time. And and the young noble lord found out about it and is not very happy about it. And in the midst of the chaos, she and Darius basically booked it into the night, never to trying their best to never be caught by them again. Sure, that's the beginning of their adventures, if you will. That would have been the beginning. That would be the backstory that ties them together if Dave and I would play as them one day. I would love that. I really do. And
yes, I'm desperate for that as well.
And eventually, after their adventures are over, they did get married. They did settle down into a village of their choice, ideally a coastal town, if you will. And that is where they will actually have their upcoming children, which is Nessa and Benny.
Yes, Benny's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yep. May I ask what's the age gap between them? They are basically adults, but to help give into some level of perspective, let me go ahead and
I'm assuming this is for Ali and Darius now, because as far as I'm aware, Benny and Ness only have a couple of years difference.
Yep. Darius is basically in his early 30s, like 31 to be more specific. And Aaliyah is 22 to be a 22-year-old at the time for their story. And by the time they actually had Nessa and Benny at their adult ages, they are basically in their Aaliyah is basically in her 40s and Darius is in his 50s. Though for some reason Darius doesn't actually look like an age older, but that's something I'll share later. Okay, so like his mother, says Steve. Let's see. The one line I used for Fergus feeling about his grandfather came from Gamora to Thanos in Infinity War. Everything I hate about myself, you taught me. Ooh. 8-year difference, so that's not too bad. Like I said, they are basically adults, and Sure, there's a significant age gap between the two, but they managed to make it work. Especially with how Aaliyah was so insecure when it comes to love. That something that was eventually passed down to the daughter because of Nessa's own upbringings. But eventually, the love that Darius showed was genuine, and that was enough to make her believe that she is someone who is worthy for that kind of love. Something that also Ness will also eventually tackle down the line. Boy! Let's see. I think if I have to... What was the one question I was trying to answer before I had to explain a little bit more about the parents? Okay. No, I think I got just about everything when I look back into the chat. Let's see. I think there will have to be some things I'll have to refine later down the line, if you will. But one thing I can't wait to do is to make an alt of this where it features Ness with the said large butterfly wings that she was showcased herself to having.
That sounds like a brilliant idea.
Exactly, because I have actually made use of the said feature since the last session that we played when it comes to the campaign itself. The party finally returned back from their time in Sigil, the place where our friend Somnus, our necromancer, wanted to go to for one day. And we went back into the road to go down further south because the next place we're going to be going to ties to Nessa. Ties to Rhea, Steve's character, and Fergus's storylines. And when we get back into the field, we kind of remembered, oh wait, I remember now. This place was filled with demons and gobbledygooks everywhere. It was a painful one. So yeah, one particular event, this one takes place from last night, is that we stumble upon a clash that three Cambions led by a bone devil are trying to chase after this armored figure where who has fallen onto the ground ever since they shot down her winged steed. And the party has to intervene because who knows, who knows, they could be important, and so we actually do. However, the area where they are is 90 feet away from us. That's a long ass trip. So you need like 2 additional turns in order to get there if you plan to dash to the field. But Ness decided to use this opportunity to test out the new armor that she just got from Sigil, the Evergold's armor to sprout out wings if you said the command words. And so Ness was able to unleash the large golden butterfly wings from her back and helps out where she can as she flies further on. And I will admit it is something I can't wait to draw, but not as much as I want to draw out Fergus when how he carries himself into the fight. Let me say that my two partners, it kind of boils down to my two partners telling me to hold my lady boner back. If you're going to the Wild Coast, the Eastgard theme area, what better way to fight alongside a Valkyrie? I mean, yeah, this is true. And for a being that is said to be very beautiful warrior women, Nessa, I have this thing when it comes to Ness that if I see female characters, every now and then I would roll a D100, and it basically follows channel divinity rules. The lower the number, the better. Ness sees this Valkyrie as okay in appearance. Okay. Let's go ahead and start. And given the circumstances, Rhea will be all over that because she rolled a 20. She definitely would. She definitely would. But Ness rolled a Mac freaking 75, which she finds that Valkyrie pretty alright. I mean, it doesn't help that she's already she's already in a relationship. I mean, the reason I kind of did that roll is for our shits and giggles, and why not? And besides, Ness is a bisexual woman, so yeah. And sometimes we will always have passing attractions to some people, but most of the time we just actually there basically are passing by attractions, and we just carry on our usual day. Okay. Let's see. Nessa can barely handle Fergus right now, much less. True. I mean, after they finally are committed, and yes, they also got intimate. Ness was barely walking the next day. Like, she would definitely need some level of training in order to keep up with Fergus, because man's actually kind of virile when given the chance. He was just holding himself back a lot. You mean no threesome? Well, maybe, but no threesome. Her parents might most likely, but to Ness, she's not the type who actually would want to do that. Or at least until further notice, because my brain can change my mind where it can. But it kind of boils down to Ness is someone who is very monogamous compared to her parents, who would most likely be okay when it comes to an open relationship to spice up their lives. And yes, Ness does
Certainly to a certain extent.
And this is true. And yes, Ness does inherit some aspects from her parents, but she wants to actually do that as a means to actually she wants to do that to actually enrich the emotional connection she has with her partner. Let's see. How do I actually describe this again? To Ness, sex is a form of showcasing her love and affection to her partner furthermore, if you will. She is a very romantic person, and yes, she does inherit some of her parents' aspects, especially a little bit of boldness, a little bit of libido, but she does want to do it as an act of love, you know? Does that help make a little bit more sense?
More romantic, not much carnality.
Yep. I mean, sure, she will indulge it here and there, but she only wants to do it with her committed partner. Because again,
Yeah.
she does actually inherit her parents' specific things. So does the act of loving? Does the act of loving measures the size of the verb? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, to circle back to the parents and the idea of local relationships, certainly from Darius's perspective, I've always thought of it's fine with multiple partners on the condition that the waifu is there at all times.
Basically. It'd be like that, though.
And it doesn't have to stop at 3 in his case.
Let's see. adults here. We're all trying our best, and I'm trying my best to be sex positive after years of being repressed a lot due to my upbringing in the Philippines. But I genuinely hope that this doesn't actually squick out a lot of people in the chat. I really don't. I really don't. I really hope.
This is an 18 plus space, and we're adults here.
Mm-hmm. One thing that Fergus would disagree with Rhea when it comes to BDSM, it's not about the pain, it's about the trust, and at least to him. Trust is to give power to that person and vulnerability in those kinds of situations. Yes! Yes! Absolutely! Oh, fuck! Yes! I am 100% agree with this. As someone who, yes, I'll admit, I did dabble into it. Very much so, because I have read Sunstone. And Sunstone is a very hot, but it also depicts BDSM as safe, sane, and consensual as it should be. But but it is very much trust is a very much important aspect. It's why we have the thing that is called the safe word, if you will. And if anything else, it's the sub who actually has more power over the dom because they have the power of the safe word. If you violate that safe word by just continuing on the act when the sub said so, you're an asshole. And you should be an asshole. And you should be qualified as an asshole unless you actually learn not to be an asshole. Look, Chad, just read Sunstone if you, I guarantee it, you are in for a treat. Stefan Sedgwick is currently working on Volume 9 as we speak, and Volume 9 is something I cannot wait to read more when it finally comes out more. I will know because I'm also pledged to him in his Patreon in order to read those. But yes! and Ness would also agree to that, Ness would also agree to that because trust is far more valuable to her than far more valuable to her when it comes to that aspect. She does love her. She wants to know that the partner that she is committed to is someone she is safe to, to actually be herself around with. After all, she has endured hell through someone who didn't. She has endured hell, and she doesn't want to go through that again. And it's why she is so skittish. It's why she is so uncertain when it comes to her relationship with Fergus, because she is expecting for the other shooter. I cannot breathe. Okay, she is expecting the other shoe to drop at any time. And honestly, after someone who has endured abuse for so long, can you honestly blame her? Okay. Even the channel rating that is getting old retro. You're running you're running the joke to the ground. Okay, hold on. I need a drink because Jesus Christ, take a break. I think that should be okay. That might be okay. Oh well, this is the rough ink section, so we're some things are to be tweaked once we've nope, that's 3. That's where we're not going in that thin.
Have you done the save and layer check, by the way?
Oh, I have not yet. But I'm gonna do that right now. There we go.
Yes, let's just make sure that we have everything stored and backed up.
I know. Let's see. But I'm actually grateful that you actually remembered about that part. Wait, hold on. Let me actually let me make a duplicate of this just in case if I missed, just in case if I fucked up the other one. Okay. But yeah, I genuinely hoping that you guys enjoyed how I've made Nessa's new armor and me sharing about her so far, if you will. Okay. Besides, I'm not the one that makes Mickey fluster like a red balloon. Yeah, that honor goes to my partners, and sometimes Savage, because, the way how he depicts Fergus in the game. Oh, look, I will admit, out of every character that he was able to actually help portray for the love interest for my characters, it's Fergus that's the one that actually got me on a chokehold, because look, I fell in love with that character, and I have been bone dry, starved for any possible interaction between him and Ness. And I'll be honest, and I'll admit this, and I'm gonna be bringing up past pains, but I've now reached to a point where it doesn't actually bother me at this point. It's just me sharing character it's just me sharing about the character situations and whatnot. But yeah, I will be forever disappointed that Alabaster decides to choose his own ego rather than making his players happy. And that also includes people who are supposed to be his guest players for the said game, in order, if you will. He is the biggest loser that I had the displeasure of meeting. And it doesn't help that when I've actually made my feelings clear about it when it comes to how I actually really loved Fergus, it did not actually give me a lot of sympathy and empathy to my direction. Radical Mugen, hi! It's nice to see you again. I have over a decade of hot NPC romancing experiences. I know how to give players who want romance what they want. And I genuinely appreciated that. I truly do. I also appreciate the honesty on that one. I truly do. I truly do. I'm sorry to hear that. It's alright, you know? I've actually grown past the point where it doesn't really, I think I actually have healed the point where it doesn't really bother me a lot. The closest thing it can do is just kind of annoyed me that, he had so many options to be a better person, but chose not to. In fact, he'd rather choose stupidity and his ego over being a nurturing friend. And, well, I'm not a saint either. I too also made my own mistakes, if you will. But at least I'm trying my best to learn and be a better person for it. Not like him, who tried to return back into the world. But, yeah. It's why I actually decided to take back Fergus. It's why I decided to actually adopt Fergus. And with Savage's help, he actually became a better character for it. I'm sorry I missed a few streams. I've been busy with work and losing in Valorant. That's okay. It's okay. And it's good to actually see you again. I genuinely hope that things are doing all right there in your end. He'd even redeem himself if he tried taking responsibility after the fact. But yeah. It would be that'll be the day when pigs fly and the world's gravity has been shifted. That's a part 6 joke. Anyway, so we are getting close to working on Nessa's we're currently working on Nessa's new look that is based on her time reflected into the campaign. And I cannot wait to actually see this properly be done. But I also can't wait to actually do Fergus's new look. Because according to Savage, Fergus got himself a new look ever since their time in Sigil. And, I'm also doing my best to do some research as to see which armor would actually suit him the best. But it's gonna be a little tricky and hard because I genuinely love the Guardian armor that's featured in Monster Hunter, if you will, because that is my main food group when it comes to making Fergus's new armor. And this might be a bit of a challenge, but I know I could pull it off somehow, sort of, maybe. How would someone born and raised under these circumstances grow up? And why would they? Okay, a lot of what I made for Fergus came from what you told me about his backstory, and then extrapolating from it. How would someone born and raised under these circumstances grow up? And why would they then choose the paths he went with his class and backstory? Oh, you actually went through a lot of. Okay. If I didn't recognize the effort then, I recognize them now. And I truly do appreciate the way how you put in the effort there after me telling you how the furthest extent of the backstory. Okay. Playing Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma right now. Oh, I mean, I should definitely give that game a chance when I finally got the time. It's just that I have to take new games slowly. I don't want a bit more than I can chew. Especially since I've just recently got myself into Dead Space last week, which I'm going to be playing again this week on Friday, so expect a lot of screaming from me. So I think I'll try giving that a shot as soon as I'm done with playing Dead Space, which would take a while, which would take a sit. What the fuck's wrong with this ink? What? There we go. I mean, and I also can't wait to share things more with you, Savage, when it comes to Fergus. That'll actually help a teensy bit more when it comes to his background and story. And I think now, you probably are wondering what the handbasket is, Fergus's new backstory is like. I guess I will have to save that until we finally get to Fergus's new, armor stream that I'll be doing somewhere down the line this month. So you guys gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. At least you ain't playing Dying by Light like I'm doing right now. Ooh. I know the feeling. I might have backed myself into a corner in Warframe, or it's a glitch. Excuse me? Excuse me? Did I just hear that right? Did I just actually hear that right? You backed yourself into a corner in Warframe, or a glitch. What kind of glitch are you? What's going on over there in your end? I accidentally added Simba to Fergus. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, so I just also had the most funniest realization. If I had a nickel for every time I drew a female character, where I played a female character who has been wronged in life, and they have met the love of their lives, and the love of their lives are giant men who are basically respective rulers to be for their people, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's funny that it kind of happens twice. Well, yeah, I'm part of a quest where I have to melt down duplicate weapon mods or something of that nature, but I can't do it because one of the modded weapons is equipped and I can't figure out how to unequip it. Have you got rid of all the said mods from that said weapon? Ugh, what was that sound? Was that an airplane? I think that was a plane. Yeah, it's not even raining outside. It's just it's clear.
What did you hear then?
I could have sworn I actually heard, thunder or thunderbolt and lightning very, very frightening me, but it's just a passing by jet.
What's a jet doing thundering its in past?
But all I do know, it's past now. So so I'm just gonna carry on like my day after the Lady of Pain decides to actually wipe the floor of that one kaiju. Yep. Yep, I think that's still a jet, I guess. The only Carver has been preparing for this for his whole life and accepting it, but Fergus has been running away from it and trying to escape his past and responsibilities. I wonder how, it would be kind of funny to see those two interact. It would be very funny to see those two interact. Is it the most recently released quest, says Steve. Possible, I may have to check. Hey chat, how about we actually use this time to actually have a 10-minute break. Stand up, stretch your legs. We'll be back after these messages, okay? I'll see you guys after the intermission.
All right.
All right, we are back. Thank you for waiting.
Welcome back. Are you alright?
Yeah, I decided to just... Oh, Bearwall, thank you so very much for 37 months. Goodness
Good
gracious.
lord.
Oh,
Hello, Bearwald.
thank you so very much, and thank you for coming, and welcome back. It's good to see you again. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I decided to actually listen to, I decided to listen to a music track I haven't listened to for a while, and I decided why not. For the sake of inspiration of, well, one of my that ties to one of my characters' backstories, that I decided to listen to Alex Warren's song about I decided to listen to Alex Warren's song Eternity, and yeah, it took a lot of willpower not to bawl in tears again due to the beauty and tragedy of this said song. It is something that, and the reason why I listen to that is because, well, it kind of helps serves as a small piece of inspiration for if I ever do get to making animatics. I know exactly what character would fit the bill for that. Okay, so I didn't actually keep you waiting. I hope I didn't keep you all waiting. How is everyone though?
Now I have a cat on my lap.
Oh no.
And she's gone.
Okay. For a minute there, I thought she's gonna keep you pinned, and when they do, you won't leave.
For a moment she wanted to, and then she heard somebody outside and she jumped off.
I don't know if our cats will ever be friends, but then again, it's a 60-40 chance. Can you imagine if she plays with one of my girls, either Joe or Grace?
It would be quite the it would be quite the thing to pull off, but I would like to think that they would at least be able to get on eventually.
Okay, but yes, I don't know if I'm designing it right. Do these look like feathers to you with the way how I depicted them?
One moment. Yeah, that looks like feathers to me.
Okay. I asked because, I know my feather game has not been the cleanest. It's why I asked for a second opinion.
No worries.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how I'm going. I think I'm gonna have to cheat a little bit by grabbing the line art from Nessa's bear necklace, if you will. I'm gonna have to Mac freaking cheat, but till then, I'm gonna have to fix up other liner pieces, such as this. Despite the fact that Ness has her new book, despite the fact that Nessa has a new armor, some of the elements of her original design are going to stay, such as her side book side book or journal that is right there. Because one of the traits that I like to give for Ness is that yes, she's a studious type, but she also but she's always into the creative arts in her own way. Poetry and writing is definitely up there, alongside when it comes to music, such as the piano. After all, she doesn't have just a smart parent. She also has a creative parent too, and some traits did rub off. Okay. We're gonna fix the book here to make it less noticeable-ish. Okay. And my best guess is that I am experiencing a glitch of some kind. I guess I didn't know how this new quest actually was. Guess I'll just have to see what happens over time. Absolutely fair. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm also hoping that tomorrow's stream for Terraria, things are a little bit less chaotic. But then again, after what I've endured back in my other run in Terraria, I genuinely am... Oh, hi, Casey.
What's up? I didn't want to interrupt your what you were saying.
Let's just say that last night, Dave, to an extension Jay, and Steve apparently heard me going through but have you ever heard of the you haven't actually are knowledgeable with the definition of insanity, are you?
Trying the same thing and expecting the same result?
Yep. Well,
Alright, what happened?
Let's just say in that run in Terraria, I've experienced the definition of insanity a lot.
Oh boy, what happened?
To a point that they have heard something from me that they've never heard in a long while. Rage! Gamer rage!
Yeah, that was...
Did you swear in another language, or was it a different form of rage?
No, she was beyond using any language at that point.
Oh.
Yep.
But yeah, I have...
Yeah,
and today...
Okay, sorry, I'll let you go, dear.
And today I've had my own problems because I discovered that the person who's done both mine and my brother's tax return for this year put my brother's tuition fees on my fucking tax return.
Sounds like it messed with a lot of things.
So now I need to get them to get in contact with them after they come back from a bloody conference, which of course they happen to be on the day that I get this notification. To fix this.
Sorry to hear it, man.
Yeah, people keep telling me it's probably fine, but you know, I am very worried because I do not want this to become a problem as somebody who is a permanent resident. I do not want a black mark against my record.
Which is absolutely
I'm wishing you the best of luck. Yeah.
Let's see. And yeah, last night I did genuinely went through a game of rage, and Steve tried his best to calm me down because he was physically there, but I kind of gripped him in a little bit too tightly.
Oh Jesus.
It wasn't that bad.
I guess as far as your rage perspective was concerned, something grabbed a hold of you tightly.
Look, I think I should actually provide context so that people will understand why I actually am trying to go through the definition of insanity, only for me to fall over my ass for the upteenth time. In Terraria,
I'm gonna take an educated.
Everyone believes that Terraria is the Minecraft, the 2D Minecraft of sandbox games. Fuck no, it's more than that. Both of those games went from two different directions.
Yep.
But yeah, after you defeat the Wall of Flesh in Terraria, your game is thrusted into hard mode. Harder monsters, newer loot, and other ways to die, if you will. So, I was able to progress a little bit well in that other run of Terraria because I have this one is in classic run compared to the one I run in my Wednesday game, which is an expert run. They're two different beasts. Anyways, I have progressed the game enough until I finally reached to my wall. The said wall is the Empress of Light, aka the Bullet Hell boss. And she
Holy fuck.
And she is so relentless, but nothing could compare to how she is in the daytime. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, you were saying?
I thought this was gonna be about trying to get a specific material, given the similarities between those two games that we mentioned, but I see that this is about fighting a boss, and I can't imagine how maddening that would be.
There's a reason to the madness. The the Empress of Light, if you actually get to beat her in the daytime, she will 100% chance drop the most busted summon weapon in the game, and I need it as a summoner. And so I subject myself to the method of madness, that is trying to survive her in trying to beat her in the daytime. Oh, did I ever mention that if she's summoned in the daytime, her attacks is just a one-hit kill?
Jeez.
That's right.
Don't think you did.
That's right. That means if you're not very careful enough, you will get clapped with one hit. And she moves fast. She shoots fast. And there's no words in the Bible to actually describe the amount of hatred I have for this absolute bitch of a cornucopia. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm alright. I'm okay. Okay. Focus on the earth. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. Inner peace.
Remain calm and think of furbolgs.
Okay, you got me there. Okay, so Toho modded. I mean, look, Lord Bloth, I will say this. Look up Empress of Light in YouTube and find a video where someone tries to beat her, especially in the daytime, and you will understand why this boss gave me so much grief. Okay, I am trying my best not to lose my goddamn mind, so I'm gonna continue back and talk about Ness where I can. But yes, I am currently drawing out Ness because she has now got herself a new armor to reflect her time into the campaign that we are both that Steve, Dave, and I and our other friend Sam are a part of. And let's see. I think that these are very good feather depictions, I guess. Oh no. I get it.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm okay.
We should probably get you a little, what do they call a button box or something?
I mean,
With a mute button for if you need to sneeze.
that's a little easier said than done. But you're not wrong on that part. But besides, I don't have a quick shot hand when it comes to muting my mic in time when I sneeze. Sometimes when it comes out, you can't. It's a little bit of a futile attempt.
Hence, I say a button box would be nice.
Yeah, or a Stream Deck. You know what?
Button box, Stream Deck. That was Stream Deck was the word I was looking for.
Maybe that's something I should definitely add it into my my throne, if you will. A Stream Deck.
I would highly recommend.
Yeah, I want to get one too because of how those seem really handy, and I think I've got a USB hub, so I can easily plug it into that when I have to use it.
Just remember to make sure whether you need it powered or not.
Oh, mine's actually powered.
Good.
I'm debating whether or not should I actually get myself because there are different kinds of Stream Decks out there. A 6-button one, a 12-button one, and a mega a lot, 24-button one, if you will.
I'm checking their website to see for myself. Okay, there's 15 there's 15 keys, 6 keys, and 32 keys. Holy shit.
I think I might as well take the middle ground if need be.
I'm probably gonna sell. If I ever get one, I might settle for the 15 key one. I would just need to think on what could go on each one, because I know that at the very least there's probably some stream overlays I'd be thinking about, and maybe an easy stream mute button could come in handy as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would actually love to have instant transmissions when it comes to intermission or you know, closing streams, if you will.
Makes sense.
Let's see. Oh, we're gonna dice roll.
Oh yeah, just for comparison, what does the previous design for Nessa's armor look like?
This is Nessa's previous look, if you will. I'm gonna put this out here.
Oh, I forgot to put on the screen share. Okay. There we go. I see.
Yep. Now,
Let's get bigger.
maybe.
I'm just looking at the current sketch.
Maybe. I mean, she always has a bit of a big chest because she got it somewhere from her dad's side. It's not a reflection at all to what he has he has for assets. But anyways, 1 is Day, 2 is Casey, 3 I'm going into the jar, 4 I'm rolling again. That does not count. That is cocked. Okay. I am so sorry. Casey.
Huh? Okay. I see we're building suspense.
Yeah, I did. And those were your last words.
I am dead. No, not really. It smells like, I can't make out what's in this tip jar.
There's nothing nefarious, just keys.
At least you better hope so.
Well, at least they all fall a specific way, and this ain't no pit of syringes like in a certain fucking film.
Oh god, that scene did not leave my brain, and I hate it.
I only read about it. I don't think I actually want to, like, fucking, the premise itself already makes my skin crawl. I think I'm good with not actually seeing that scene.
I did, unfortunately.
Oh boy.
Look, if the Saw movies job is to give you these one particular scenes that lived in your brain rent-free after the fact, well, they did a very good job establishing that. Because there are some methods that was used in that in the movie series that did not leave my brain since. No matter how hard I tried.
I was gonna say, like, I can relate because the only time I ever, like, took it upon myself to see any form of that kind of stuff was just watching a top 10 of Saw deaths, and there were a couple that I regret looking at. Won't say them by name to not probably creep them out more, to not, like, put in some belated spooks given what was 5 days ago. But yeah.
I honestly do not blame you. I mean, look, Christ on a bike. I'm someone. Let me actually share a little bit of me. I am someone who does have tolerance when it comes to horror movies, and that's why I actually keep coming back to them. However, I too have my own limitations when it comes to how much horror is enough for me.
Same here. I think it was only over the past couple of years that I became more in tune with my limits with the horror genre, and I think it was thanks to my knowledge of those limits that I was finally able to tackle Halloween Horror Nights a couple months ago.
Oh.
But that being said, yeah, like, I guess, like, in simple terms, like, live-action gore is where I draw the limit, especially if it's meant to be, like, really disgusting, which means, I should mention that there was a Terrifier house at, Halloween Horror Nights. That was a hard skip.
Yike.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. And, yeah, the stuff I was able to go through, that wasn't FNAF, because that was the thing that finally got me to brave Horror Nights. The worst you saw was just some blood and then just some typical zombie-looking corpses or something like that. Like, this one house was based on Poltergeist, and the worst you see is just, like, some... It's not really gory, and it's not really relying on jump scares, but it's more meant just to be unsettling in what you're seeing around you. And, the other one I did was the Fallout house, and the worst you see is just, like, blood on dead bodies, but even though the first time I saw such props in person, even though I knew they were props, it was still kind of unsettling to look at it. So I just knew that anything worse than that would look much worse to me in person.
Absolutely fair. As you do, and that's absolutely fair.
Yeah, like stuff like Saw and Terrifier, where I draw, or any slasher film really, are where I are absolute no's for me when it comes to the horror genre.
I know that some people actually have their methods and how they draw glasses, but this is definitely mine. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is going well. I think that's one horror movie I never actually got to watch. I should definitely fix that. Because I actually have seen Nightmare of Elm Street. I've also seen Friday the 13th. I have never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. Okay, I think that looks pretty good for Nessa's glasses. Because I had to cheese my way through when making Nessa's glasses. And besides, who doesn't like a big titty girl with glasses? Okay.
It's probably a factor on why she's so fucking pretty.
Yep. And why Fergus also couldn't help but, yeah, he hits that.
And same thing with the OC that she dated that one time.
I mean, would you believe me? Such a situation almost happened in the D&D campaign where I'm playing as her as.
Really?
Hey,
listen.
Hold on. Lord Blood said something. Would you draw the line at the really old movies like Puppet Master or Killer Clowns from Outer Space? That's a good question. I never actually saw either of those. Okay, where's Nessa? Where is she? Where is my baby girl? Where is she? Where is she? Worms. I know you're here. You can't hide from me. You can't hide from me. I'm digging through my acid folders. There she is. This is a big file, but one which I definitely need to actually, there we go. The bears. And I'm going to need the ink for that.
On the subject of Stream Decks, I'm looking at I see that if you actually look on Elgato's website, they actually have like customization options, but I am slightly mad that there's different. Well, okay, let me start from the beginning. Like, they have different color options for what I'd assume is the main body of the Stream Deck, and then there's also faceplates. None of them are red. I am mad.
Aw. Well, sometimes you gotta take what you can, you know?
Yeah, and I might just sell it for a block one, because that probably has the most synergy with my computer desk.
Okay, we're gonna flip you over like a house that has seen better days. We're gonna scale you here. It's not Ness without her bear motifs. After all, she actually has been given that staff that she's currently wielding, as you can actually see there. Which, this is also another homebrew item that is called the Staff of the Sentinel, where, it is actually given to Ness to signify her, state that she graduated from the academy that she's in. And, it's only a matter of trying to figure out how she's going to, make use of it, if you how that thing is going to showcase her growth, because right as of now it has the ability to call lightning, which is basically summoning lightning from above, especially which becomes even more deadly if you actually are outside. But I've yet to see how it looks like when it's further graduated in. So when it's because Savage says that this staff will develop as she goes through her journey. I don't know what else is inlaid for me, but I'm actually excited. Okay, so I guess that looks pretty good for Ness. What do you think?
I'd say yes. She's looking very nice.
I agree.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I should actually add in more feathers that sticks out over there in the bust end because yeah, Ness is very gifted, and I'm going to in that part of her aspect.
Mm.
She's really got
Very
covered
choice,
up there and down
choice
there.
words.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, with proper methods of how she can actually make use of it, she can actually make her partner very much in a happier department, if you actually know what I mean.
Yep.
And you know what? That's something I should definitely draw for my Patreon. I don't think Casey will watch through the thing.
Oh no! I know about how fucking nasty that movie gets.
Is it bad for me to say that my father actually got the movie recording the thing?
Like a VSH tape recording of that? Jesus Christ.
I think he wants to add that thing to his movie collection because why not? I will give credit though. If John Carpenter's job is to make a movie that really screams hot eldritch horrors that would make people's stomachs go sick, he did a wonderful job. A+, what if you will.
Yeah, and I can definitely appreciate that there were practical effects that did go into making everything look so convincing, but like it worked too well as someone who would definitely place that movie in his hard no zone.
I mean, if we're talking about movies that we're gonna place in hard nose, mine is The Human Centipede.
Oh god, same here. I know about the premise of that one. I pretty much read about like most of these things of these films that get talked about a lot, and that's kind of one way I can sort of absorb what they entail without like directly exposing myself to them.
Exactly. I mean, I do not like to. I do not want to introduce myself. I've actually seen. Not seen. I've actually heard and read what the premise is about, and that is enough to make me feel queasy. And I can only imagine myself. What state would I be if I actually watched it? And to that I will also answer, fuck no. I'd rather watch John Carpenter's The Thing or The Fly than sit down and watch that.
Valid choice, and oh god, that actually does remind me that I saw a gif from a really nasty moment from The Fly. I don't think I would watch that either.
I mean, it's. I remember giving my JoJo fan character, Naomi, that she's a movie horror buff, but even she has limitations when it comes to body horror.
Speaking of which, I would like to see her drawn again someday.
You know what? That would be something I would like to do again. In fact, maybe somewhere down the line, I definitely need to find my file and what have you when it comes to I need to go dig up my laptop, find the file that is that has my JoJo part my 7th stand user game, just so I can put it here into into Mag.
All right. And yeah, like regarding like Naomi, like if there's one thing that could probably motivate, like if you want an idea of one way to draw her, again, there is like an art trend going on about like involving heels and leggings. I've just seen it on my feed. I haven't gone out of my way to see that, but it's somehow on my feed.
Elaborate.
Probably because I follow artists. I'll just send something over. I saw something earlier. Oh, I'm being stared at directly from up.
Would you kindly elaborate, my boy?
Well, I don't know if it'd be stream safe, so let me just go into what I saw here.
Okay, you know what? Because you actually said something that, as me, who has been very, little lackluster when it comes to drawing not safe for work art. I am definitely the work on that. I am in need of inspiration.
Well, ask and you shall receive. I've sent it over.
Thank you. Okay, it can't be that bad. You sent it directly to me. Okay, it finally went through. Oh. I could think of so many girls wearing this. But I do know that my World of Darkness / Witchlightness would also wear this. Because she's wearing boots and leggings. No, man, she will not survive the night with her partner looking at her like that. Nope, nope. Is that all? I mean, okay, honey, if you want to know, the proof is in the pudding. I'm sending it directly to you. It is indeed legitimate. Okay.
See if I can find that more of that art trend just by browsing my feed, because stuff like this just finds its way in, even though I don't actively follow those types of accounts. But like I said, I digress, because it's probably because of artists I follow retweeting them, and half of me is not complaining. The other half of me is glad that the other half of me hopes that I don't scroll past that while I'm out in public.
Wait a minute, I just realized something. I can also see Nui pulling this thing off.
That is also true.
That is also indeed true. And just like that, I've alerted the horde.
Oh boy.
Okay, I think this looks pretty good for Nessa's inks. What do you think?
I agree.
This is a necklace, you say?
It is technically a brooch, if you will, but Ness still wants to find a way to keep it because that is basically her totem, aka her spellcasting focus.
I'm guessing it's different from the one in her last artwork? On the left over there?
I mean, yeah. That's right. Here we go.
Oh. I see.
Yep. Welcome back, Alex. Let's see. Looks like I need to call the shop where my new rig came from. Nothing bad happened. It's one of those, I could see this causing me to do something I don't want to do by my snake down the road. I genuinely hope that it does get situated soon. I do. Okay, so correcting the line width, but we're gonna scale up, thicken those lines in certain aspects, because that's how I depict my art these days. Add them lines that are thick. What the fuck? I just realized something. I forgot to define her boots. Okay, no. Miki, calm down. Focus. Focus on tweaking the lines. By the way, it does look like a bear. Does the totem over there look more like a bear to you, or nah? The staff, I mean.
Oh, the staff. It kind of looks like a squirrel, if that was the intention. Doesn't look like a bear to me.
Okay, I need to fix. Then I'm gonna fix that up.
So it's supposed to. Is it supposed to look like a bear?
It's supposed to look like a bear because.
Okay.
It's supposed to represent that she that she graduated from her school, and there is very much a strong bear motif when it comes to her sign of status that she graduated from her school.
You know, when you mentioned bears in schools, it brings to mind that the mascot for UCLA is a bear, so maybe any materials regarding to that could probably help as a reference.
I mean, it's not a bad thought. Okay, what do you think now? I added the definition to the muzzle, but does it look bearish shape?
Yeah, the muzzle definitely helps.
Okay. Besides, one of the food groups that makes Nessa for her design is that bears are definitely up there, alongside with butterflies now. Okay, so I guess that looks pretty good. Alright. Let me tell you some of the stages of the plan of the S-Rank is one of them being in the Shadows campaign, which I'll be doing after finishing Sonic's stage and question acts 1s and 2s of the Radical Highway. Sounds complicated. I'm not sure how to rectify that without doing one thing I want to avoid. Oh dear. Alright, now it's time for me to define her booties. Boots, I meant, not booty. It's mostly covered and, anyways, there is no way a particular furball would survive that. Or practice restraint. But then again, he did practice some level of restraint when it comes to that one party. I don't think I actually shared this one to you, didn't I?
What?
After Somnus, one of our party mates has graduated to become from apprentice to master, celebrations are indeed abound. But Ness wants to avoid big parties as she can because she is not a huge fan of them. So we all opted to actually celebrate it small, as intimately as the party, if you will. But drinks are very much involved, so I think you can actually see the writing on the wall what the handbasket's gonna go on. Ness was actually given a cider by Rhea, Steve's character, who is not sure how well she can handle her drink. And Ness, when she heard that, it twinges a side of Ness that she does not like. People who can tell her what she can and can't do. So, in order to prove Rhea a point, she takes the mead that she is given the mead that Rhea has provided, which is meant to be her drink, and basically goes to chug on it. Right? You know that one scene from Titanic where Rose drinks down that Guinness? That. And so Ness actually drinks down the mead, and after a few more chugs, she does end up becoming tipsy, but it's fine for the moment. Until when she finally drinks her cider, and I decide to roll for a con because, you know, sometimes with alcohol you gotta make sure your character's okay. I rolled on that one!
And what did that mean when, in the case that she's drinking booze?
Drunk.
Oh, damn.
And so, Ness, in her drunken state, stops moving for a bit. Her hair cascades around her like black drapes to cover her face. And she is still as a rock, but her hand is still holding tightly to the drink that she has on her person. Everyone is unsure what's going on. Fergus himself included, because he's not sure if his girl is doing okay. And oh boy, here we go. We're gonna go through this again. Okay. So, Nessa was still, but eventually she just leans herself towards Fergus's arm, presses herself onto it, and then she finally looks up to him. Her face is red, but this is everyone's first introduction to boldness. To bold Nessa, to be more specifically. And bold Nessa is a bit different to the standard Nessa. And she said, and in her drunk state, she tells him, I am fine. I can still handle my drink. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Fergus says as he continues his drink like it's the most normal thing that's happening to him. And Ness starts to become a little bit more comfortable. And by that, she starts removing the ribbon from her hair to let all what's left of her black hair to fall down. And then, still not liking that people, still not liking the idea that people still coddled her, puts her drink down like with this thud, and just stands up, twirls in her spot, just so she can sit down on Fergus's lap. And that's not all what she did. I'm putting this in the ad break right now, but I'm going to continue the story as is, so people who've subbed to me in Twitch would know. Boldness starts to actually make herself a little bit more comfy in that spot, and goes to a point where she twirls around in her spot, makes sure it's pressed down nicely there, just so she can straddle on Fergus's lap, look towards him with that still bold demeanor. And Fergus finally just said, "Would you excuse us, gentlemen?" As she actually just picks up Ness with both of his large arms and just carries her out through the other side of the room, where Ness is like, "No, I am not going back to bed. I am not going to bed. It's too early for that. You put me down. You put me down. I'm fine." Yep. And yeah, nothing bad happened there. It's just that Boldness actually makes her mind clear to Fergus that she doesn't want to be called darling. At least not yet, until she's finally okay with it. And the only thing she actually asks from him is that, in her words, I'm gonna roleplay again. "First, I just want to be comfortable and make sure I'm comfy. Second, I want you to hold me. Third, I want you to kiss me until I'm blue in the face. Fourth and the fifth, I just..." And Fergus just said that he's basically got the first one basically done with. And so, yeah, the two actually did made out. But eventually, Ness also falls asleep thanks to the alcohol in her system.
Sounds like she was about to not regard that there were other people around in her drunkenness, if I was hearing everything correctly.
I mean, they were in a separate room in the house at the time, if you will, but nothing eventually happened beyond that point. Because if I want to make it my characters drunk, I want to make sure that they are A-okay first before anything like that would happen. You know
Jeez.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the drunk nookie is there as an option, but Ness, at that current stage of development, nah. And besides, it is important to drink, it is important PSA to, don't take too much that you can chew, especially when it comes to drinks. But it's still funny
Makes
to
sense.
pull out boldness, you know?
Yeah. It did sound very entertaining.
It is. It really is. I just called the shop. Their tech's not in, which I can handle for now, but they aren't sure if they can do something about my hard drive being ejectable either, since they don't typically deal with the setting related to stuff. That doesn't make sense. That literally does not make sense. Okay, now it's time for me to work on Nessa's hair, because Ness is one of the main food groups that of making Ness is Snow White. Oh. Pokemon Pharaoh, hi! Welcome to the Paper Plane Inn. I'm Ikatanui, and thank you so very much for for following me. Currently, we are designing my character, Nessa, that is depicted into her new armor. Okay. I don't want to try because the change of the setting on myself, so I don't want to break it. I don't get it either. I know somewhere where I can go, but it's bloody far. It may be far, but consider it as a last ditch option, okay? You gotta at least have some level of options open for you, Emerald. Okay. Let me go ahead and fix that up. And we're gonna also fix up Nessa's eyes because this Snow White's a little bit different. Skin white as snow, lips red as the rose. No, let me actually get that right. Hair black as ebony, skin white as snow, lips red as the rose, to complement eyes green as the sea. That is Ness. That is definitely Ness. It's the way how I depict her. It's the way it shall be.
Can't wait to see the completed shading and everything. It's looking good so far, seeing the color come in.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay. I know it's a little bit cheating to use the clone stamp tool for this, but hey, it actually helps. Okay. Though I will say, without spoiling the Shadows campaign fully well, is a well radical highway requires one of the Shadows upgrades and one that will allow him to fly, which will make the stage manageable. However, it functions like super force. That's interesting. I know I'm not into Sonic games, but if it makes you happy, that makes you happy. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix up those eyes. We're going to fix up those eyes to make it look a little bit, You think that, the way drawing her in front face view is pretty okay?
Let's see. So far, so good. Doesn't seem seems consistent with the other times you've drawn front-facing characters in the past.
True. It's just that sometimes the front face view is something that I'm struggled to depict, right?
Oh, I see. I see.
But I still try, you know. I may have.
Well,
to do
I
some
think it looks good.
I think I may have to do some fine tuning once I'm able to out of the stream.
All right. But yeah, so far so good.
Thank you. Whoa, wait. How long has it been? It's already that time? Oh.
Mhm.
Okay, as soon
2
as
hour mark? Huh. Sorry, go ahead.
I definitely need to make the lips, and I'll do the colors offline. I know that you guys want to see this thing finished, but I am on a time limit, unfortunately. Because
That is perfectly fair.
I am going to be making dinner, and I got a D&D game that's later this afternoon where I'm playing as Perla, my Valor Bard chef.
That's not true.
Okay, so make sure you also eat when you can, dear, okay?
I will, yeah.
Okay. Let me go ahead and start zooming
I guess
out.
if you'll be getting going soon, I'll probably take my leave to take care of some other things over here, but it was good to swing by again.
It is actually good to see you again, too. You're also out of the jar now.
Thank you.
Alright. I'll see you later.
See ya. Take care, y'all.
Take
Yeah.
care.
You as well, Dave.
Alright. Since we're running, we've unfortunately hit the time to go, so this is where I best get going, everybody. And I know exactly where to send all of you. Today is my friend Banks' birthday. Or I like to
Hey.
or maybe he's now one of my well technically he's now one of my best friends, considering the fact that how much time has passed and how much we've seen each other in person. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and make these emotes right now. There we go. There, that's the raid message. So we're now gonna go ahead and raid Fairbanks. There. I truly do appreciate that you guys came by here today and watched me play more, draw Ness, if you will. More of this will be refined later down the line, but that's a me problem to do later. But I truly do appreciate that you guys came by here today. Join me by tomorrow as I'm gonna be having more shenanigans with Terraria Expert Mode. Until then, may y'all have a good night. May y'all eat well and rest well, and I hope to see you guys next time in the Paper Plane Inn. Take care!
Good night, everybody.